Please bow your heads. I'd like to first pray for peace and comfort for the family of all municipal Tapp for the loss of his mother. Heavenly Father, as we approach Christmas Day, let us be ever mindful of the gift you gave us, your Son. Let us be a gift to others as well. As he came to be the light of the world, let us be a light to others. I pray for peace of this season to extend the entire year. I pray for grievances to be forgiven, for kindness to be extended, and for love to surpass all things. Please guide our decisions tonight and continue your hand of protection over our city. I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jack Brown.
Here.
Megan Bryant.
Here.
Larry Bud.
Here.
Steve Dorsones.
Present.
Kathy Driscoll. Here. Jim Olive.
Here.
Crystal Petty. Jeremy Wilson.
Here. All aldermen present except for Alderman Skoltedi. Oath of office, Police Officer Chaz Dees and Police Officer Ryan Tapp. Please step forward. Chief.
You can go ahead. Do you want to go ahead or you want me to go ahead?
Oh, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Put your left hand on the Bible, please. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer according to the best of your ability?
I do.
Congratulations.
Mayor, Board of Aldermen, this is Officer Ryan Tapp. He's a native from Taylorville. This is Chaz. He's also a native from Taylorville. They both did pass the state exam, so we don't have to worry about that. Here's your letter that you passed, Chaz, from the state. Here's your letter that you passed too, Ryan. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Looking forward to working with you guys. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Keep them in line down there.
Now, if you're on duty, you guys can leave and get to work. Need a motion to approve the omnibus
So moved.
designation. Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Driscoll. Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Jack Brown.
Yes. Motion approved 7-0. Minutes of the public hearing held December 6, 2021. Minutes of the regular meeting held December 6, 2021. Minutes of the Water Environmental Committee meeting held December 9, 2021. Minutes of the Street and Sewer Committee meeting held December 16, 2021. And minutes of the Finance Committee meeting held December 16, 2021. Motion to approve the minutes. Alderman Bud, second. Alderman Brown, questions or comments? Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Jack Brown.
Yes. Motion carries 7-0. An ordinance amending subparagraph 4 of paragraph A of section 8-5-4 and paragraph B of section 8-5-12 of chapter 5, title 8 of the Taylorville City Code. Sewer tap fees and sewer excavation permit fees. Motion by Alderman Wilson, second by Alderman Bryant. Questions or comments? Comment?
I sent everyone an email, but I did the ordinance just exactly like the motion came out of, but I didn't know, there was no mention about raising the other fees.
It's gonna read it like this.
So you're gonna leave it as is? Okay, good, just wanna point that out to you. Because the mobile home park wasn't raised either.
All right, any other questions or comments? Roll call?
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Motion carries
Oh,
7.
I'm sorry, Mayor Barry.
Mayor Barry votes yes. Motion carries 8-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a Business Development District 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the City of Taylorville and Kimberly K. Ferris and Joseph R. Ferris, doing business at SPD Detail Center. Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments? Roll call?
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Mullins.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 8-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of the BDD number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the City of Taylorville and SM Capital LLC. Motion by Alderman Bud, second.
Second.
Alderman Brown, questions or comments?
Was this the one involving the sign?
I believe this is the one, son,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yes.
What is this?
I'd like to make a motion to table this back to the BDD committee.
Motion to table by Alderman Dorsones,
So
second.
moved.
Second
Second.
Alderman Bryant.
Sorry.
Roll call on table on this.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Mullins.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Motion to table carries 7-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a BDD number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the City of Taylorville and Christian County Integrated Community Services Incorporated. Motion by
So moved.
Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Bud, questions or comments? Roll call?
Jim Mullins.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Motion carried, Mayor Barry votes yes. Motion carries 8-0. Ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of a BDD number 1 redevelopment agreement by and between the City of Taylorville and Halla LLC, which would be the Round Table or the Starlight. Motion by, the motion to approve this?
Why is everybody looking at me?
Is there a motion to approve the BDD development agreement with Halla?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second,
Now
Alderman
I
Bud.
remember.
Questions or comments?
I have a question.
Question?
Did this go back to Steve Klein to make sure that these items were all, qualified?
They're all qualified according to Steve Klein.
Every single
We
one
have
of
to
them?
show he has to be able to give the receipts and everything. We have not heard that.
Remember we talked about,
This will go to him once we approve
Okay.
this.
Okay, gotcha.
And then
Yeah.
he will approve if the receipts
Okay,
match the
just making sure.
invoices and things like that.
All right.
So, any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Mullins.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 8-0. Resolution of support on rebuild downtown and Main Street capital grant program. Motion by Alderman Wilson, second by Alderman Bud. Comments or questions? Roll call?
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Mullins.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Mayor Barry.
Yes, motion carries 8-0. Motion authorizing an additional increase for all non-bargaining personnel based on respective union contract increases effective January 1st, 2022. Motion,
So moved.
Alderman Driscoll, second.
Second.
Alderman Olive, questions or comments? Roll call?
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Mullins.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Discussion of embezzlement claim against Robin Sheets and status of resolution of her pending criminal case involving same and any motions relating thereto. Motion or just discussion right now?
Yeah, if I can speak briefly on that, I think the mayor and the police chief have had some conversations, see here,
Yes.
yeah, with the state's attorney on this matter. From what I understand is that Robin apparently initially admitted to at least taking over $10,000, but during the negotiation, after the criminal charges were filed, it's my understanding that that's been recanted by her attorney, and the state's attorney believes that the best that they can prove right now through the chief's help is $3,200. And his proposal is to enter into a negotiated plea with her for that dollar amount, payable over time, but she would have to plead guilty to a felony charge. And I think that's where he's at. It's really out of our hands. We can't dictate to the state's attorney what to do. But in his investigation, he's saying that's the best he thinks he can do, and he hopes that the city is satisfied with that. That's not to say, I know Julie is working on the claim that she made against your traveler's insurance. You know, if you can come up with more, I assume it's going to be covered in the terms and conditions of policy. But I don't know where you're going to get the proof from that. I think Julie's struggling with that, and I think the police chief, you've exhausted your efforts, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So is it your recommendation as well that at least send a message to the state's attorney that the city is okay with this?
Yes,
Not
sir.
okay with it, but we understand that he's in a position that's the best he thinks he can do.
Yes, sir.
So that's what I know. Is there any questions about that? Yes, sir.
Can she be barred from being at the lake?
We already did borrow, didn't we?
I think you already did.
Yeah.
I thought,
That needs to be where we know that's going to happen. So if she's caught out there, she could be arrested.
well, I don't remember the motion exactly how it was worded, but it's already been adopted, I guess.
That has been.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Part of it.
She's getting off lucky.
Well, supposedly she's moving to Texas. I know that's not an excuse or a reason, but that's what we've been told. Right, Chief?
Yes, and the problem was is that hard drive was changed back in August. So we probably could have got the over 10,000, but we can't prove it because of that hard drive. When the state police forensics went through the computer, it stopped in August, and because of the hard drive was changed. So if we still had, usually when you change a hard drive out of a computer, especially when you have funds involved, you always secure it and keep it, you know, for chain of command, for the village, for the city itself. But we don't know where that hard drive is at. It's been changed. So the state police could only find so much. And then after our investigation too, we found about $3,200. So once I asked the state attorney for over 10,000, the defense attorney said, well, she'll plead guilty to a Class 2 felony, but prove to me over 10,000 and we'll talk about it, but we can't prove it.
So Rocky, do we need a motion from the council, or do we need to just?
Well, we put it as a motion. I don't think you really need a motion. I think the state's attorney is prepared, that's what he's gonna do.
Right.
And he just wanted to let you folks know why he came to that decision. So there's really nothing we can do about that unless you want me to send a message to him, but I'm just thinking that,
I think we have the right to say, no, we don't agree with it, and send him that message.
I think you do.
I think that what we've heard is
That's
probably
what
the best we're gonna get, so.
yeah.
So probably no message sent means we're in agreement, so.
So if you wanna make a motion that, Rob, you do not agree with the proposed resolution, but we understand that we really don't have a say in it.
What happens if she fails to make the payment?
That's something the state's attorney has to deal with.
She'll come to collections.
Well, I guess they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least she hasn't.
And they can be held in contempt of court, and I don't know if she's gonna be placed on probation, I'm not familiar with that. But I would hope and expect that whatever sentencing that she has, that the order of probation would require that these payments be timely kept, and if they're not, that could, I suppose the state's attorney could file a motion to terminate her probation and have her resentenced. We don't have any, we wouldn't go after her. Yes.
Does the Class 2 felony require any jail time?
Well, it can, but what I'm hearing from, I haven't been involved in conversations, but it's most likely going to be probation. Is that what you think?
Basically, that's what I've heard, right, Chief? I mean,
It's her
Yes,
first
sir.
offense,
I've heard
right?
it second hand from Chief.
But to answer your question, a Class 2 felony does carry a jail time, but it also carries, could be probation. It's up to a plea agreement that's ultimately approved by the judge. And they'll be, I assume they're gonna do some kind of a background check on her, and
So say, is there a previous history of this happening before?
with her, I
Yes.
don't know her. I don't know, but I would think that they would be doing their job, they would evaluate that, whether or not there's any aggravating circumstances or if it's a first offense. We don't have any say on it. So you just wanna send a message that you wanna make a formal motion, or you just wanna say, if you just let Patriot know that we're not happy about it, but we know that if that's the best you can do, best you can do.
I'm open for suggestions. I don't know if we need to send any message if there's nothing really we say, so. Unless somebody wants to make a motion, we'll just go on to
Okay.
the next one. Motion to approve the closed session minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Dorsones, questions or comments?
Let me just make a comment on that. I know in years past you're doing what you're doing here, but it's my understanding that the city clerk sent out an email to everybody, or sent out communication, that if you wanted to look at these closed session minutes, stop by and take a look at it. But you are statutorily obligated, at least periodically, at least every 6 months, to make a decision after you review the closed session, that there's no further need to keep that information confidential. And that's what you're here tonight, they do that every 6 months at minimum. So if you feel that the closed session minutes that's been disclosed to you should remain confidential, then your motion would be to, pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2.06, that all closed session minutes should remain closed because the need for confidentiality still exists as to all such minutes. Someone will make that motion?
So I give a motion.
You can go into closed session now if you wish to discuss it, or you can make the motion. The Open Meetings Act does allow you at this meeting to go into closed session for a
If
few
you read
minutes.
the email, a lot of these minutes go back to pre-2000, 1998, 80s, 70s, so they've been closed for forever, so I would suggest that we make a motion to keep them closed.
Agreed.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second, Alderman
Per
Bud.
statute 72.49-120, that's say.
Close.
Oh.
Okay.
It's 5.
I got a motion and a
Five.
second.
Backslash 2.06.
Roll
That's
call.
equally.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Steve Dorsones,
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson,
Yes.
Josh Brown,
Yes.
Nathan Bryant.
Yes.
Motion carried 7-0. City attorney update.
Quickly, next Tuesday, the 28th, the Taylorville Fire Protection District is calling a special meeting. They've created a subcommittee to look into buying a new tanker truck for the city to lease for the buck. And apparently the urgency to move forward with it is that we understand that prices are gonna go up about 25% as of February 1 for a variety of reasons. That's why they're gonna call the meeting. I think Doug's gonna be there, probably the mayor, for next Tuesday. And I think their thought process is to try to get something ordered maybe a year before it comes to pass. But they've got a committee, I think, Chief Fetterman, you're here, right, Peter? He and 3 or 4 others, I think, have been actively meeting and coming up with specs and so forth for it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's on the horizon, good news. I've given you an email under attorney-client communication, giving you a status report of the petty litigation against the city, so you have that to keep you up at night if you want to read it. And then, just a reminder, I think you are going to have a special city council meeting next Monday to formally adopt your tax levy ordinance.
Monday's a holiday. For what?
For the city.
We have to do it.
You have to
Monday,
do it, because it's got to be on file by
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It'll be
The
filed.
I'm fine with it.
And you've all seen it, so it should be a short meeting for that, I would say. So, and in case you want, I thought I sent an email out, but I did look at the East Main Cross improvement contract documents, and Bill and I have been exchanging emails, and I'm satisfied with what his answers to me, so I think they're being signed this evening. Right, and I've got the 4th one, I think, in my office.
That's okay.
So that's it, unless anybody's got any questions.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the 7th grade girls basketball team in winning the state championship, only the 3rd state championship Taylorville's ever won. Congratulations to the 2 new officers who were sworn in tonight. Both are good Taylorville men, and we welcome them to our police force, so thank you to them. I met again today with downtowntaylorville.org as we work towards solidifying our grant application. We've already received many letters of support, and hopefully we will be able to rebuild the downtown area. We continue to work at the cemetery. The northwest block has now been fenced in, and we are redoing the sidewalk and main entranceway. We'll soon rehab the bench and sign as you enter. Thank you to Mike Tennant for a job well done. I want to thank our community, especially Jeb Odom, for the outpouring of donations to the Mayfield, Kentucky community. Also, I'd like to thank Mike Cody and the pilots who took 8 planes of supplies down there also. Last, I'd like to wish all of our city employees and their families a Merry Christmas, and God bless our community. Thank you. Committee reports. Discussions and/or motions to approve, adopt, and/or deny, and/or table, and/or amend, and/or refer to an appropriate committee in whole or in part matters regarding the following subject matters discussed at the committee level. Water Committee, Alderman Bryant.
Here we go. First, motion to recommend to the City Council to forward renewable energy evolution documents to the City Attorney for review.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Dorsones, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay,
Motion carries.
just be sure, I looked at the minutes, that they were going to, REE said they're going to send a letter of intent and a financial spreadsheet, so I'll need to have that reviewed before your January meeting.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, next is motion to recommend to the City Council to approve the low bid for liquid aluminum sulfate from Chemtrade at a cost of $480 per dry ton.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Bud, comments or questions? Roll call.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next is a motion to recommend to the City Council to approve the low bid for liquid chlorine from DPC Enterprises at a cost of $1,595 per ton.
Motion by Alderman Bryant,
So
second by Alderman Driscoll. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Next, motion to recommend to the City Council to approve the low bid for CO2 from Airgas at a cost of $230 per ton.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Olive. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Motion to recommend to the City Council to approve the bid for carbon from Hawkins at a cost of $1.05 per pound.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Brown. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Motion to recommend to the City Council to approve the bid for hydrofluoric acid from Hawkins at a cost of, what is that, .3595 per pound?
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Dorsones. Comments or questions? Roll call.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy
Yes.
Wilson.
Motion carries 7-0.
Motion to recommend to the City Council to approve the bid for hydrogen peroxide from Hawkins at a cost of .3811 per pound.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
Alderman Wilson, comments or questions? Roll call.
Megan Bryant.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll. Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Motion to recommend the City Council to approve the bid for acetic acid, 56%, from Hawkins at a cost of .385 per pound.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Bud. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Motion to recommend to the city council to approve the low bid for phosphoric acid 75% from Hawkins at a cost of .9899 per pound.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second. Alderman Bud. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
And last but not least, motion to recommend to the city council to approve the low bid for service line materials from Midwest Meter in the amount of $12,662.72.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Olive. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0. Finance Committee, Alderman Dorsones.
Thank you, Mayor Barry. Motion to recommend that the city council directs Treasurer Hamel to provide all proper bank statements and documentation once fully reconciled within the Encode accounting system to the city clerk, and to direct city clerk Lilly to review all documentation. Make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Dorsones,
Second.
second by Alderman Bryant. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
The motion to approve and or ratify payment of bills in the amount of $199,617.84. Make that in the form of a motion.
Motion by Alderman Dorsones, second. Alderman Bud. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Jeremy Wilson.
Yes.
Doug Brown.
Yes.
Megan Bryan.
Yes.
Larry Bud.
Yes.
Steve Dorsones.
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Jim Olive.
Yes.
Motion carries 7-0.
Wake me up.
Per subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06, this portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Opens Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120/1 at C. No action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matters to a future council and or committee meeting. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address, limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes, and avoid repetitious comments. Anyone like to address the council? Question?
Have we ordered the sign for the 7th grade girls to be put on the outside of town?
I've talked with Barry Kent with IDOT. I wouldn't say it's ordered yet, but it's going through the proper channel. All right, motion for adjournment.
So moved.
By Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Driscoll. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries to adjourn. Thank you very much.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
And